You're listening to an episode of Mega Resurrections. On this episode, I'm joined with Cephalopod as we delve into his world of VR. Had a great chat talking with him. We spared no expense, and as always, our intro and extras by fingers.
Hey,
Hey, how's it going?
it's all right. How about you?
Not bad. How would you like me to go about your name? Vapor or Nick?
Whatever. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, Nick's fine. That's my name.
Gotcha, no problem. Yeah, so I was gonna say, I want to thank you for taking your time to come here and chat. So I guess to get started, let's get introductions. All right, Vapor. So how did you get started with the series in general?
Back when the first Metal Gear Solid came out on PlayStation 1. Yeah. The demo disc I got in PlayStation magazine or so yeah, one of those magazines, or it might have been the demo disc that came with the PlayStation when they were selling them. I don't remember, but yeah, the demo disc, definitely. It had the demo on it, and I played that demo a ton. Yeah. Me and my dad. Yeah, it was great.
I was gonna let's see, how old were you when you started playing the game?
Let's see, I was like 12 then. Yeah, 98, right?
Yeah, 98. Yeah, I was gonna say for on my end I was 14 when I started playing it. So yeah, so relatively close in age.
Yeah,
but yeah. So how did you? I was gonna probably the main thing would be how did you how did you go from playing the series to I would like to see this thing in VR?
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, jump to after 1 through 4, and then 5 came out, and I think at the end of 5 is when I first kind of started thinking about it, because especially the very end of 5, when there's I think it's when he breaks the mirror, the whole speech of I took it as Kojima himself saying this is your legacy and this is my legacy and it's ours together, and a metaphor outside of the game itself. I kind of took it really literally, now it's your turn to carry on this legacy. And that kind of, I started thinking about that then. I don't know, I always wanted a remake, a full-on remake of the first Solid from the PS1. So and it just kind of bloomed from there. I kept thinking about it, man, it'd be cool, better graphics and modern gameplay and all that kind of stuff. I went to school for 3D and got a degree in 3D modeling, and now I work in architecture and doing AutoCAD and stuff like that. But so I kind of didn't end up in the field that I wanted to get into video games. And so I always kept thinking about the Metal Gear thing. I would do a lot of different 3D projects still, but I just was I want to do this. I started just building the map from screenshots of the game, even and just trying to get people together, talking to people on Reddit and just trying to recruit random people and be I think we could have a community project where the fans do this. I don't know, I'm really optimistic like that and believe in people coming together. And so and it kind of it has kind of snowballed a little bit and built up, because I said, at first I was just using screenshots from the game and trying to rebuild the map and rebuild the models from screenshots, and just I didn't even have tools to do things so. This is getting into what I'm really doing now, is like there's a group of reverse engineers called the Hackers of Liberty. These guys, they're really legit. They've developed tools for extracting all the models and animations, and so yeah, I mean, through my reaching out to people on Reddit and different websites, like I ended up forming a Discord community, and other people in there were like, yeah, we can use these tools to do this, and different people were bringing different skills together, and so yeah, we have all of the models from the game extracted, and we put them into Unreal Engine. And what else? Like, just yeah, with all the VR stuff happening, like yeah, I got into VR, and I got the Index headset when it came out, and have just had a blast with that. It's incredible technology, and so yeah, I was like, I have these map models, and so I was like, I got to do it. I got to just like hook it up to the headset, and just walking around in there is just incredible. Like having even though it's PS1 graphics, like it's still, I mean, like for that time, like yeah, even now, like they hold up pretty well, and yeah, having it to scale where you can walk through the map, it's powerful. I think, like yeah, I don't know, like I have it set up where you can see the tower off in the distance when you're standing on the helipad, and yeah, it's I don't know, yeah, like I don't have any NPCs or anything like that set up. Like I've kind of been taking a break from it, but I'm working on getting the animations. Like it's a lot of stuff. Like slowly, I have a file of all the 3D models and the animations that I'm sharing with the community, and people are making animations and sharing all kinds of like texture upgrades, and other people are putting it into Unity engine. Like I got to do a shout out to my friend Holy DH. He put it into Unity, and it runs like on the Quest without without a PC. So that's pretty sweet.
I was gonna say, it's almost like you've like started like a digital like following of sorts, especially with like the series. It's also it's good to hear like people coming together in a community for I was gonna say, for like a better word, it's like something that's like pretty much, I'm assuming it's like pro bono, right? Like no one's getting paid for their skills, and so everybody coming together for something that's like a series that's like very endeared in people's minds and hearts. This franchise has been going on for so long now. I seen from some of on your page, like it just brings me back to like my 14-year-old self, like seeing the VR imagery you put on your feed, and I was just like looking at it, like it's just amazed. Like I could just like get lost, like whether it's like you have like other characters or anything or not. Like I could just be like roaming around empty corridors and just like wandering around Shadow Moses, and just like something that's it's so cool. It's like just see it with your eyes versus like on a TV screen with a controller in a way. So it's something that's like really enjoyable, and also I'm saying enjoyable, entertaining, and quite like something I've not seen done yet. Like I'm surprised like the company that owns this IP hasn't thought about like, hey, maybe we ought to do something with VR, but I don't know how much that would cost. I don't know like the number specifics, but the way we have the technology now versus like then, it's like other people have done it, other people have tried VR. It's something that's like, I see it's picking up. It's there. All the companies are dabbling into it. Trying to get like people invested of sorts. Because I'm remember the price, and the pricing is like pretty much like comparable to a PS5, I think, for PlayStation VR. But you know, for this series, it's like anything new and a new look, a new spin. It's also refreshing itself to see. And so it was just, you know, I saw your feed, and I was like, I kind of want to talk to this guy, like, you know, just want to see like what's up, and kind of like get to like his perspective, like what the series means to him, and like what, you know, the reasons behind taking this endeavor of the VR world of the first game. But yeah, you know, I was gonna say, like, I applaud you for basically starting this and continuing on in a way. And it's like, I just pretty much enjoy like the posts you put up and updates and such.
Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate that. And yeah, like the series means a lot to me. Like I said, growing up, like playing it with my dad, and two is probably my favorite. The end of 2, you know, is mind blowing when it happened. Like those moments were crazy, and and VR has been part of it. Like in the narrative of the game, there's always been like VR training, and they talk about, you know, Snake doing VR in the submarine in the first one. There was some codec call where they mention it, and yeah, just the VR training game in general is like, yeah, they really should, now that technology's there, they really should, because the game seems so well designed. Like I've thought about so many of the elements in there, like how the footstep sounds can alert the guards, and so many things like that, like that seem just perfectly designed for a VR game. That I just think it's primed for it. It's primed for it, and but it would take a big team. It's a lot of work, and
I was gonna say, like, they probably don't want to put too much money into, like, I can only imagine like what Konami is probably like thinking on their end. Like, we want to spend money, but not a lot of money on whatever their, you know, their next task is to be. And like, that's Delta. And I was like, well, that'd be like the perfect game for VR as well too. Like, I'm pretty much like all the games be perfect for VR. Yeah. Especially with 3, it's like you have a lot of like sensory things in that game. Especially involving like the interrogation scene.
It's just fun toys to play with, like, and fun scenarios to make, and and I think being in VR, having that full 360, it just amplifies that feeling, like you're really experiencing it, rather than just seeing it on a TV across the room from you, or on your monitor in front of you. Like, so I think it's from just walking around the map and out of Moses, like, it is powerful. Like, you just go into, you know, the spot where like Sniper Wolf died, and just like actually standing there above her body, like laying there, it's like wow, this, like, it hits a little harder, you know, like, it's like, this is interesting, there's something there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, especially if it's like a full VR loadout of a game, it would put it into perspective. Like all the games, they always showed you at the end, you know, these are the amount of people you killed, this is how many times you were spotted. But emphasizing the killing part, I feel like if you do like VR, you may, I mean, depending on the gamer type, but like you might have somebody say like, well, maybe instead of killing this person, maybe I'll just subdue them or knock them out, kind of thing. Avoid death if possible, kind of like, because you're gonna be like pretty much like within the view of like, all right, I'm gonna snuff this guy out. And it's like, this person may be digital, but that does kind of like put a toll on a game, or like how many people can I kill in the game.
Yeah, like there's so many possibilities, and it's amazing seeing this whole community come up. Like, I was just like reaching out to random people on Reddit originally, and somebody was like, you need to just make a Discord for this. And so I started a Discord channel. I've got this one, I'm calling it Shadow Haven, and it's all about like remaking and modding the game, and we share all the files for all this stuff on there, like the Unreal Engine project and all of the models in Blender. And yeah, like when I first started looking into the modding scene and finding out about the Hackers of Liberty, like a lot of people are kind of hesitant to share things and talk about that kind of scene because, you know, Konami was so harsh, and it seems like they've kind of let up a little bit, because I feel like, you know, a couple of years back I would have gotten a cease and desist by now.
Oh yeah.
So it's like maybe things are changing, and the fans can do some more fan games. So
yeah, I was thinking like maybe like they're seeing like the landscape, they're seeing a lot of like creativity and work within the fans, that instead of like trying to like hinder and hold back, like, all right, let's see how far it goes, as long as it's not like, you know, taking away from their end of the pot kind of thing. Whereas like try to be a fan friendly organization to a point, in a sense, versus like other companies like Nintendo, I imagine, where I've heard stories of people just like being sued into oblivion for X amount of reasons. Sometimes when it comes to modding, and it's just like, that's a little scary. Like, this is how you treat your fans.
Nintendo's another one that's really harsh. And yeah, I think after all of the backlash that Konami was getting, after all the Kojima split up and all that, like, yeah, maybe they are. I mean, I don't know. It's still, I don't want to say like, yeah, it's definitely happening, but maybe they are kind of changing and trying to be different now.
I mean, I would say like maybe they're showing that the perception of it, because they have like posted saying like, we are listening to the fans, like we want to put the fans' thoughts to the front kind of thing. So maybe you're just appeasing the fans by saying such things. But yeah, like like you said, like I think you would have been stopped beforehand, before like to the point you're at right now. And you know, sometimes that's good. Like you want to see like, you know, the fans, you know, show their creativity side. You want to see it. So this way you can also kind of like say like, look at our fans, look what they can do, look at the worlds they're trying to create or recreate in you know, technology of today.
Yeah, I mean, there was a bunch of Metal Gear 1 Outer Heaven projects that were shut down. A bunch of them. There's been several remake attempts for that they were going after them like really hardcore. So yeah, I'd like to see, you know, and that's kind of why I've been pursuing this a little bit to push back. Like I think like games can be just fan art still. Like if I'm not trying to make money off of it, like you should be able to do that. I think so. Maybe it is kind of a gray area, but
yeah, I was gonna say, like, if you're not looking for compensation, they'll probably overlook and be like, okay, like we can see what you're doing here. We'll let it go. We'll let you be, in a way.
Yeah, because there's been so many awesome, like, just fun videos and animations and things coming out of, you know, having all the models available for people to, you know, just do whatever they want to do, like whether it's a game or just fan art, like just fun little videos. Like there's a ton of those now that I'm not necessarily sure that they got the stuff from me, but maybe they became more aware that, oh, you can get those models and do stuff with them from me, like showing this stuff. So I think, yeah, it's good. It's getting people aware of it and having more creativity out there. And yeah, like I just want to do the VR thing, because have you seen the Resident Evil 4 in VR? Like,
I have not seen it yet. I've seen like the other past VRs they've done with Resident Evil.
They did a version of the original RE4 for Oculus, and it's like just a straight port of the game. Like it translated really well. I think there's a lot of a lot of classic games, even back to PS1, that you could do that with, and it would work really well. I think it's going to be a big market as VR keeps taking off, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say, yeah, like definitely, like as you know, it's like, with everything else, as technology gets better, you know, hopefully cost comes down a bit.
Yeah.
And you know, this way it'd be more accessible to like a lot of gamers and fans to, you know, basically get to experience, you know, these worlds within, you know, instead, like we said before, like instead of like being on a TV screen and a controller, you can actually see it with the headset on your face, with the audio like going around you, and getting yourself immersed in these worlds.
Yeah, like peeking around corners, like actually using your body to physically like peek around corners and duck and yeah, and one of the versions that we built, we had to make the vents like double or triple high, because you could just crouch, because they're tiny little vents. So for in VR, like unless you have like full body tracking, you can't really crawl flat. So most people, you just have the head tracking and the hands.
Yeah.
So you're kind of limited to the crouching movement. So we just had, we had to make some big vents that you kind of hunch over and walk through. But yeah, there's some modifications like that need to happen until, you know, more tracking features are added. But yeah, there's like so many things in the game that are just like so fun for VR, like the, you know, like tapping on the walls and peeking around corners and making noise with the puddles on the ground. Like, yeah.
I was gonna say, I can only imagine like what being in a cardboard box would be like in VR. Like, it kind of brings you back to your childhood too, when you like play with boxes as a little kid.
Right?
In a way.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm still learning to just work with the animations. Like, I've got maybe a third of the animations extracted, and they come out in just this jumbled pile of like all these random movements thrown together. And so we have to like split them up and organize them. And yeah, there's somebody else that's like writing code for that will do that. And but yeah, people from all over the world, like it's just amazing like how big and diverse the Metal Gear community is, and people like all different languages would have joined this place and just like will want to work on things and contribute. Yeah, I love it. It's great.
That's good. That's also like another good thing. Like, you get to like be able to conversate and communicate with people like you don't normally get to in your day-to-day life. So it's another good thing, like getting yourself out there, communicating with people, but you know, who else probably, I was assume like fans of the game as well, fans of the series, and just start like a whole dialogue from this project itself. And I was gonna say, like, that's commendable, like that venture of doing that. And I guess also, like, I was gonna say, like, I see it in your face, like the joy that it brings you. Like, you know, that's another good thing. Usually, sometimes people get stuck with a project and it ends up like it starts being a joy, and then it starts becoming something else entirely. But you know, as long as like it brings you happiness, I would like to say, like, that's the kind of the key thing. To like kind of make it enjoyable. Like, it won't feel like a job. It'll feel like, you know, a passion project. Yeah,
exactly. Like I've been at it for years now. Like I was starting at this a couple of years ago, and just like, yeah, like I think the normal development of the game, they had already finished making the game in the amount of time that I've spent just like extracting things and playing around with the models and learning a lot of stuff through this. And that was the real point, is like, I want to learn more game development, and putting these things in Unreal Engine is, yeah, I'm still having fun. Yeah, definitely. Like,
yeah, I was gonna ask you, like, would this like would this turn into like a new venture for you, like maybe possibly to dive into the world, into video games?
Hopefully, yeah.
Mhm.
That's what I've always wanted to do. So after I went to school, I just ended up with this
Mhm.
job that I'm at. So I mean, it's a good place. Like I was lucky to be there, I think. So I just went with that. But yeah, like the game industry is tough though. It is really tough. Like after I went to school, like I had the degree in 3D modeling and applied to tons of places, and I didn't even get any interviews, or a lot of them don't even reach back to you and say like, well, we're not going with you or whatever. But
Yeah.
so, it is a really tough industry. To think that I could just like slide right into architecture, like I would think that's like really serious and hardcore to get into, but I just like kind of slid right into it, and it became available to me. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I was just lucky to get that, but still, like, yeah, I haven't been so lucky to get anything in game development yet. So
say like I imagine like it being like a really like tough world to like try to get into, especially with like a lot of like for instance like with Microsoft like trying to absorb another studio, like a major studio. It's things like that where it's like, all right, you're just gonna like take something that's already big and you make it even much bigger. And so kind of that process of like how do you get into these like how do you get into this landscape when there's a lot of big studios and not very much independent indie studios to like get into. Like it's tough. I imagine like someone could get into it, but that makes it even tougher, trying to get into the scene.
And yeah, and for the artist positions especially, it's really volatile. Like the companies will lay off entire art teams until the next development cycle. Towards the end of the game, like you don't need any concept artists and writers anymore. Like those guys can hit the road. And yeah, so it's like I kind of want to do something more utilitarian to make money off of, and just keep it as like true art, where it's just like for the fun of it, and just because I love the series and I love the like the artistry that they put into it, like all the little pixel textures, like they're so fine detailed for that time. It's incredible, and recreating models to fit that style, and recreating textures. Like I've been making custom textures for the characters. Like it's a very like it's a skill for sure, like to be able to match that style and make it look like it was originally part of that game and part of that style. Like it's incredible, like the work that they put into it, all the details.
I was gonna say, like for out of all the games in the series, you said the second one was your favorite one, right?
Yeah, that ending, the first one was, I loved the first one, and it was great. And then that hype cycle after the first one, building up to the second, was huge, right? Like you were part of that back then, right? Like it was. I don't think anything in gaming had been, and maybe even since then hasn't been like
that's that level. I imagine.
Like everybody was so hyped for that game. It was incredible. And then the bait and switch ending, just like it hit hard. Like that hit me so hard. And like the Arsenal gear going into New York, and then 9/11 and like that stuff was like prophetic. And it's just like, oh man, like like I don't know. On a younger me, it definitely had a profound effect of 3D art and storytelling and like prophesizing like things that, like, I don't know, do people just come up with these things, or was it like manifested to, you like
Yeah.
just thinking,
Yeah,
deeper, I think.
It,
The kernel AI and
Yeah.
the wacky stuff he was saying, like that whole ending just like was mind-blowing. It made me really think outside of the box. Like like video games are art, definitely, and they can be like even bigger and even more mind-blowing.
Oh yeah, like, because you know what, for the longest time, people have made that like exclamation, like, "Oh, video games, that's like something like, you know, kids play or whatever, or like, you know, mindless, you know, something you just like, you know, killing time." You know, I'm like, no, like there's games out there where you can pretty much like put it up to, you know, it is art, and it's another medium of art, and it's also like it could also like parallel like with cinema. Like that's why the series was so cinematic. It felt like a movie because you can actually do that with this medium. But you also add the addition of being able to like submerge yourself and play in that world as well. And you know, for you know, all the games and all the entries that he's put into, you know, I can see why, like, you know, you have to like understand, you know, sociology, economics, psychology, and that probably helped them to like kind of cater each entry to the fans. Like, this is how I'm going to develop this game for 2, how things were happening, like, you know, how technology was starting to advance. We're getting to the early 2000s, you know, the internet is starting to boom up, and you know, just stick to that trend and kind of like show it to like the people in the game, you know, show it to the viewers of the game, like, you know, this is what the trend we're going, this is what's going to end up happening.
Yeah, some of the commentary on technology,
where you get, and that's what I say, like, where you get like the prophesizing, like it's a lot. There's a lot like in the games, like not only just this series, but like when he went on to go on to for Death Stranding as well.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. We should talk some about that. Yeah, that's I think one of the more recent examples where the art has been elevated again, and I feel like there hasn't been that much where people are trying to elevate gaming as an art form, and I really see that in everything that Kojima does. And Death Stranding was, I think it was excellent.
Yeah, I was gonna say for Death Stranding, like you know, before the game, like I could see it like with people, like we're disconnecting, we're submersing ourselves more into social media. We rather talk to somebody on the phone through text rather than, you know, face to face, or even like, you know, on the phone with a phone call. And you know, with, you know, as technology is getting better, we're staying more at home. You know, we're having things delivered to us instead of venturing out for ourselves. So for a game like that to show like, you know, something catastrophic where people are just hunkering in these, like, you know, I would say like futuristic homes where like everyone's a hologram practically to greet another person. You know, it shows that, like, you know, it kind of shows you like, you know, this is how disconnected we are, and maybe we should start reconnecting with the people and start becoming an actual society, like not just, you know, kind of like all in for ourselves and just like fuck everybody else.
It definitely elevated like the graphics and the storytelling, but I think the other thing is this is something I don't think a lot of people really discuss, is like the gameplay of that too. Like, as somebody that I really like to go hiking and camping and stuff, so to gamify just like walking a trail and not like hitting a rock and stubbing your toe and falling over, like that's like I mean, a lot of people joke about it being a walking simulator, but it's I think it's brilliant. Like it's unique. There's definitely too many mindless shooters out there that like it's getting so stale, like zombies, like they got it got so stale, like just the modern military like thing. Like, let's do something different. Let's go for a walk and deliver packages. Like, why not? That's interesting, because just because it's different.
Yeah, like when it came out originally, that a lot of people said that, oh, it's just a walking simulator. It's like I gotta walk everywhere. And then when everyone was, when the shutdown happened, everyone was like relegated to their homes. So I imagine like a lot of people revisited the game or were continuing with it, and it probably spoke to them, being like, all right, I'm stuck, and I would love to be outside and enjoy all like the wonder and beauty, even in a messed up world that was. There was beauty, there was like things to like really enjoy. And where I live in the Hudson Valley, and there's like a ton of hiking trails, and that's all I did during the shutdown, because you know what, I can actually go out, and that doesn't involve being near anybody. So that's what I was doing, and I was just like kind of correlating hiking trails with Death Stranding, and just enjoying the art of the game, and then like the beauty of life, and doing them in my time, in my world. And it's something that like it opened my eyes, and it's just like it showed me like how beautiful like that game is, like as a piece of art that you don't have to. I mean, it give you consequences. Don't kill people, because there's gonna be a giant crater left behind unless you incinerate their bodies. But yeah, it gave you choices. You can go mayhem and pretty much destroy that world, or you can preserve it and try to reconnect people. In a sense, and in a way, that'll be my point of like that game, from my point of view.
Yeah, I think that's what's so good about Kojima is it's kind of mysterious. All of his work, it gives you this feeling that there's this deeper message. There's some kind of deeper meaning to it, like some kind of hidden thing that you got to solve. That's why there's so many theory crafting around it. Like people go crazy with the conspiracy theories, and it's like he knows what he's doing with that. He sets it up to craft this to get people thinking like that. And yeah, that's the best thing about it. Like,
oh yeah, like you just go on YouTube, there's like how many video essays, how many people break down the games, the themes, the characters. It's a whole other like that's another world of like,
like when the Death Stranding trailer came out, and it's like this weird thing, like a baby and on the beach and the whales, and then and then the game is like walking and scanning the ground and seeing where the rocks are and seeing how deep the water is, and put a ladder over it, and it's it's like it wasn't really representative of the game at all, but it still has that vision of like even just like walking across the ladders to get across the stream. It's like this Kojima's galaxy brain kind of thing going on,
Yeah, and taking something as like you as a kid, you probably perceive as sweet and innocent as a rainbow, and then using that as a warning of something bad's coming your way.
Yeah, flip it upside down. Yeah, like subverting the player's expectations. That's like always been the thing. Yeah, even since Solid, the first Solid, like the Mantis fight, I think that's where it really got started. Like put your controller on the floor, and then reading the save files and all that stuff. Like, yeah.
I was gonna say, those are things that are so cool, like about the series, like breaking the fourth wall to kind of like reach out to you, the player, and be like, we can get to you as well in a sense. Like you said, it's the Mantis fight where it's like he's gonna move the controller, switch control ports to this way he doesn't read your mind in a way. And I was like, that's one of the things that I really enjoyed, as when I first played as a 14-year-old. And I was like, well, this is really neat. Like, I don't normally see games go to this level for that time.
Yeah, and that just made me think of something. I don't know how like technology kind of stuff you want to get into, but I was just thinking back to more VR stuff, like like the Index is the headset I like to use, and it's from Valve. Okay. And so they're working on there's a lot of rumors. I don't know for sure, but there's a lot of rumors. They're working on a new headset, and I don't know if you know about Valve, like their head guy, Gabe Newell. So he's done some interviews talking about VR, and he said that the brain computer interface is going to be the next big thing, where they can wirelessly read from your brain and maybe even wirelessly transmit to it. And so something he's talking about is like that stuff is a lot closer than you think. So that's it's like that kind of stuff is on the horizon, and it's kind of scary. Like I wouldn't want a Facebook headset that could read my thoughts. Like I'd probably be okay with buying one from Valve. But I made a tweet one day talking about that, and David Hayter actually retweeted it. It was a good one, because I was like, when they do the brain computer interface that can read your thoughts, then they'll have a really good Mantis fight in VR. You know?
Oh yeah.
You know, they'd be able to actually like do some really crazy stuff then. So yeah, that stuff's coming probably within our lifetime, I think. So yeah, it should be interesting. Anyway, getting a little off topic.
No, I was gonna say, like, you know, whatever you want to discuss, like, let's just go all in for it, because like that I don't normally get to hear a lot, really. To tell you the truth.
I love that kind of stuff. Just technology and in general, not just like gaming specific, but because there's a lot of other fields that will advance like good stuff that will also affect video games eventually. But I mean, it would be good to have it, you know, in the medical field and all these other places where it's, you know, important. And like the advancement of AI and whatever, like nano computing processors or something, you know, whatever's after that, like that stuff's gonna be great in gaming, but we gotta like share it with the rest of the world and all the industries. And
I was gonna say, like, things that I was like, imagine like things we probably saw like in movies, like in sci-fi movies, like the 80s and 90s and like the early 2000s, like where like pretty much like they were showing like VR was like a part of the world, part of your everyday thing, especially like in the medical field, and like other things were like, you know, almost in all I was gonna say like all, not waves, all lengths of life, I don't know. But yeah, like there was a point where like VR was very heavy within like movies, and like showing like this whole landscape, like, you know, we're gonna be fully immersed in this world. It's gonna be all of our all day-to-day tasks kind of like, thing. And I was like
plugging in and being
exactly.
Yeah,
I can imagine, like, we probably are within reach, like, of our lifetimes of that happening. And, you know, it's, you know, it may sound good. It could also be a little terrifying, but, you know, I can imagine, like, everything else, like, you know, it'll be embraced once you get past the fear. Yeah,
I mean, there's definitely some serious risk involved in, like, not just like health risk, like with whatever procedure you'd have to get done to like plug in, but security risk, like once you're plugged in, you could like hack somebody's brain.
Cool.
Yeah, like there's a lot of risk like that, but yeah, with any technology, that same risk has come. Like, you know, somebody could hack your car or your cell phone, but we still all have them. So yeah, we'll eventually all have whatever brain computer interface, and I think it will be widely adopted. Like, yeah, like I'd like to be able to plug in and just, you know, be able to really like smell the roses and
like, I mean, the world doesn't stop because of like something like, you know, like you said, like, you know, anything can get hacked. You see it, we all see it, like people like get their information like taken, like, but you also, like, you know, gotta take precautions.
Yeah.
and like protect yourself like anything else in life. But yeah, like that would like probably be like I can't even imagine like what that would look like that world. Like we ain't, you know, comes to mind like is like what Apple is doing, and like they're really, really super expensive kind of headset thing where it's like, ooh, that is, I imagine, for I don't know what the cost, like what is the cost, who's it catered to for that cost? That's the only thing I asked.
Millionaires? I don't know.
That's what I was thinking.
It does seem a little excessive.
Yeah, some people were saying like, oh, you know, companies might buy it. And I'm like, yeah, what company is going to buy that? That's pretty expensive to just for one headset.
And I'm a VR enthusiast. Like I love it. I have 2 headsets. I got the Oculus and the Index, and I think it looks kind of creepy. It looks like something out of Black Mirror. Like the eyes on the front kind of bother me. Has a little uncanny effect. I'm like, getting the heebie-jeebies from it a little bit.
I mean, as soon as they announced it, there's a lot of comparisons to like, is this a Black Mirror episode? It's like, what are we looking at here? And
for VR gaming, you really need the controllers for the. I mean, you can track the hands. Like a lot of VR headsets are doing hand tracking without controllers now, but like having that physical thing in your hand, like, you know, at most, you know, we were talking about like kind of touching on it, like it's having the gun in your hand. That's the thing all the games are based around. So it's like having that controller is, it's like it's physical buttons. Like you can't beat having the buttons to press. Like finger tracking is great for, you know, expressing yourself with your hands in VR is awesome. Like that's definitely a needed thing, to be able to track all your fingers and you know, be able to show off different hand gestures. But the button, that being able to, you know, boom, headshot like that needs that button to press, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, I would think like for a lot of people, like there's a lot of like people who are sensory that need like tactile, like they need something on their hands like to touch, to signify like what they're doing, what action is occurring. And you know, it's probably also like a good amount of people that also like can get by with, all right, you're gonna read the motion of my hand and my fingers. But like, you know, I think majority of people are people who need something to touch, to feel, in order to like you know, fully kind of like immerse themselves into, especially with VR, like immerse themselves fully.
It gives that kind of tactile, like you're really holding like Half-Life Alyx, like you can squeeze the grip and it crushes a can that you're holding, and it has a much better sensation than if you're just doing like finger tracking in the air. Like
it's like air guitar.
There's you're limiting your possibilities, I think, with that. So I think Apple will have to address that and be like, you can pair your Index controllers with it or whatever to play Steam games or something, because they did show it paired with the PlayStation controller.
Oh, it did? Okay, I forgot about that. There's gotta be something with that going on,
I imagine. I think they're just playing like the App Store games though, but maybe the App Store has Sony has PlayStation streaming. I don't know. They might have. I don't have iDevices, but as far as I know, they don't. But they could have Xbox and PlayStation streaming. I mean, talking about the full dive, like downloading your consciousness and stuff. Like Kojima himself just said recently, he was like, "I think I'll become an AI." But like that. It's a lot of people thinking about it, so it's like we just need somebody to develop the technology that can host it.
Of all the people, I would imagine that want to live almost forever in a digital landscape, I figure it would be him. In a way, like that kind of fits, like his like everything that he's done up to this point. Like, yes, I feel like you're leading up to this, like where you're gonna like put your subconscious in some digital landscape where you either are going to be accessible to the world, or you're going to be basically a digital version of yourself where you're still creating content past your physical realm.
Yeah, like I think they'll do it. Like, just because he said it, they're gonna do it. Like, it's the question is who is gonna develop the Kojima AI, and I guess it's got to be Kojima Productions.
Yeah,
their own AI that is him. But yeah, I can imagine in the future like being in a Koji Pro like MMO game or something where you can go and meet up with Kojima's avatar, and he's like, you know, an AI character that has all of his like thoughts and memories. And
I was gonna say sort of like the way you said it, like it kind of reminds me of Ready Player One, the movie.
Yeah,
something like that, where he's somewhere where you can, I don't know, talk to him, or he's whatever. I can only imagine from that man's mind, like what would be his what's the outcome to his reasoning to do this.
Yeah, because you want to be able to leave your mark on the world and somehow be able to keep creating after you're gone. Like I would download my consciousness to try to, well, not just to live forever, but to try to have like a seamless development tool in a virtual world, like being able to just like think it and be like, I want the tree there, I want the, you know, grass over here, I want you know, the sunset like this, and just the, you know, if we could just develop games like that, like there would be so many more indie developers coming up with like awesome, unique experiences. And yeah, it kind of goes back to when I was talking about Gabe Newell talking about these brain-computer interfaces are closer than we think. It's all about like going back to the medical technology and having higher resolution brain scanning technology. And once we can make a scan of all of the synapses and all of the, you know, all of the connections and the electrical signals and chemicals being, you know, sent through all the different pipes in your brain, like once you can make a model of that, then you should be able to theoretically transfer into that synthetic model version of a brain. And yeah, we're going a little deep.
I was gonna say like the route you were going to, I was thinking like I thought you were leaning towards like they're gonna use like VR to kind of like help diagnose, like with imaging, and you know, being able to like immerse yourself within an image, to like something that may have been overlooked because you're looking on a monitor, but then you can actually go into that image and kind of like see something that you have not seen, you would not be able to have seen because if it's on a screen. But yeah, like the way I was gonna say the way you were going, like it's definitely I'm trying to think of the word, like I'm at a loss, but it's something like, you know, that you go, it's way, like I was gonna say, like that's way like going like into the deep in a way, like that's, I mean, that I can only imagine like how many people want it. There is a lot of people that probably would like to do that, you know. Yeah,
just to be able to not even transfer it, because that's kind of scary, but if you could just make a copy and you know, have like a second copy of your brain that's just like, all right, I want you to do these tasks, you know, like just that alone would be sweet. But yeah, I think it would be really interesting in game development to be able to have those copies be like characters in your game. Like if I dream up this radical game world that you know has all these characters in it, and if I could just like copy the consciousness through each one and be like, well, you know what each of these characters are supposed to be, and then it could just like generate dialogue and scenarios and whatever. Like, yeah, I think there's a lot of that stuff in our future.
Yeah, I was gonna say, in a way, you're making it
than we think.
I was gonna say, you're making yourself into like a digital multiple man in a way where you can extend yourself, and you don't have to, because as being one person, you have to prioritize, what needs to be done. And if you can like basically split yourself into like multiple entities and all come together to work on this one major big project, you can only imagine like what can be accomplished, and a lot can be accomplished going to that route.
Yeah, and that's what I interpreted when Kojima said that. That's how I interpreted what he was saying, because it didn't sound like he wanted to like transfer his consciousness and live forever. It sounded more like he wants an AI based off of him that will continue to do the things that he would have done. So yeah, that's kind of two different branches of that kind of technology that we could end up with. But there's a lot of radical like implications to experimenting with those kind of things too, though. Like, yeah,
I was gonna say, like, he wants to use that to not be hindered by the thing, because like everything else, like it seems like he was always like hindered because of the time, the technology of the time hindered like his kind of like his vision. Yeah, and I imagine like he's gonna use that to expand upon that. Like, all right, technology's catching up, I can actually expand and go further. Versus, I imagine some kooky billionaire wants to live forever and never die, kind of thing.
Yeah. I think his intentions were really genuine for the art form of it, because I think it's like he wants. Like this might sound kind of bad, but I think he wants to cut out the team. Like, he doesn't want to have to he doesn't want to have to go through all these other people and maybe they interpret his vision a certain way. And it's like, if you had this machine that could just like generate what your vision is, like purely right from the source, like that would be like the ultimate tool for indie game developers. Like, just I've like dreamed of so many games where I'm like, man, like the industry feels very very stagnant to me right now. Like,
it's a lot. I don't really, I try to like be a casual gamer, but like the games I constantly see, it's like, all right, I'm seeing a lot of like first person shooters. Like, what the hell, man? Like how many first person shooters do we need? Like, how many Call of Duties do I need, in a way?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like in the early days of PlayStation, it was a lot more imagination and experimentation, and like it's become very business-like now, and
microtransactions.
Yeah, like what's the most certain way to make money? Like, let's not deviate from that plan, that guide, like that road. Let's stick to that and keep making the same Assassin's Creed every year. Like, like that's, there's something wrong there. Like,
I was gonna say, like,
how is it still making money? It just blows my mind. Yeah, like,
I don't know. I mean, just like with Fortnite.
I mean, Assassin's Creed's great. Like, I like some of those, but
I tend to like always revert to like, like we have Fortnite now. Like, oh, check it out. You want to go be Optimus Prime? Go buy that skin, kind of thing. Where it's like, all right, I get it. You want to imagine like these characters in this world, but like, it's too much. It's way too much. I would say for me, if whoever else enjoys that, go for it. That's your thing. Enjoy.
Yeah, I'm totally with you on that. Like, I don't want to say that Epic doesn't have any imagination, and like they're doing a lot of like really well designed characters and a really well designed gameplay and stuff. But like I got into Epic like back in Unreal Tournament, and back in the day, Unreal Tournament on PC, like that was hardcore, and just like, yeah, it's weird. They seem, I mean, I use Unreal Engine, so like I love Epic and use Unreal Engine, but yeah, Fortnite, it's a weird, interesting thing, like that they're able to farm so much money off of that, and I guess kids love it, like it's the new like Minecraft, I guess, or something. But I think everybody our age probably is like, it's just that same thing, like it doesn't do it for me. But it's weird that I'm given so much. I think it is weird that I give Death Stranding so much praise, and then I'm like, I don't know about Fortnite though. But
that game is a cash cow, so like, imagine that's your ATM, so you can go do whatever you want on the other end of the company, in a sense. So I've crapped on it, I've shitted on it, and I've also realized, like, it makes them money, and that's the main thing for corporations. You got to make money. I mean, I can't pick on them too much for that, because I think Unreal Engine is pushing the industry a lot. Like it's the industry standard pretty much. Like Final Fantasy VII and so many modern games, like you don't even think about, like it's like those are Unreal Engine games. Like a lot of the ones that I like, at least, like BioShock and you got to go and like look at the list, because it's like I can't even think of it. It's like there's so many, but a lot of the big games that you wouldn't think of, you're like, oh, that's Unreal Engine, but there's still a lot of like some kind of style or substance that's lacking, and I think I'm hearing that from a lot of people, and it's you're not wrong. Like for what was it, the PlayStation Showcase, a lot of people say like, wow, this is really boring, other than like what the other fans were clamoring for from that, like for the Metal Gear fans, like, oh great, yes, we got a remake and the Master Collection, yay. But everything else, people were like, that was kind of stale. That was pretty much like not boisterous showcase for PlayStation to kind of like show out, like, this is what we got coming up on the horizon, in a way.
Like I've always been a PlayStation guy since PS1. I still have all of my consoles, all my PlayStations, and all the games up until the 4, and so I've kind of just held off on 5 and been like, I don't feel like I need it. Like, I went and got an Oculus, and then like now I'm doing the Steam Deck. So it's like I think I might skip it, because it's like I've gotten kind of frustrated with Sony. Like I just want to be able to maintain my purchases across generations. Like when you buy games on Steam, like I have games that I bought 20 years ago on Steam. I know that I'll always have them in my library, and they'll always work on any new machine that I have. And Sony did that at first with the PS2. They put in PS1 disc, and then the first generation of the 3. They also had one for a brief amount of time that would run PS1 and 2 disc in the 3, but then they discontinued that pretty quickly. And that feature was removed, and we've never gotten it back. And that kind of bothers me. It's like I want to be able to just like, I feel like I've invested a lot in all these PlayStation games, and then like my PS1 doesn't work anymore. So it's like now I gotta emulate it, or buy a new one off eBay, and maybe it works. Or so I got a Steam Deck, and I was like, I've been emulating all these games on the Steam Deck, and like having a blast going through all these like classic Nintendo and Sony consoles that I missed out on.
Oh yeah, like I was gonna say, like, that's where I saw like some of your pictures where you were kind of like showing off the on the Steam Deck, the Metal Gear Solid well, I would interpret like a collection there. And so I was like, oh man, like I didn't realize, like, oh, you can put it on your Steam Deck. I was like, I don't even know, like I have it and I don't even know the capabilities of it. And I was like, I gotta go down this rabbit hole and see what I can find out in a way.
Yeah, you just pull up YouTube and watch a couple of tutorials on how to set up the emulators. Like it's not difficult. It's pretty easy to get all the emulators set up, and they all run really well, like up to PS4. And then there's, the PS4 is hard to emulate, so there's some issues there. But I think, if you play through the first 3 Metal Gears, by the time you beat 3, they'll probably have all the problems worked out of the emulator on the PS4 emulator. So yeah, I think it's a sweet little machine. Like there's a ton of like sweet games on the Dreamcast and the Sega Saturn, and like I never had like any of the Nintendo handhelds either, so I've been trying a couple of like DS games, and it's really cool being able to use like the touch screen on there, and it does the touch screen, and you can like switch between the screens, and it's just got nice features for like quick saves, and so like I've been preaching the Steam Deck is the device, because I'm like, right now I've just been wanting to play old PlayStation games and N64, and some of those, there's a lot of classics, like 10 out of 10 games back in the day that I missed. And I think we're getting less of those these days, so I'm like, I can wait until it's cheap. I don't know.
Yeah. The landscape now, I can't even tell you like what are the games that are like, I can't even think of the top of my head.
I mean, like Elden Ring was big. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I might get a PS5 for Delta. Like, it could be worth it. Like, it's like Delta's it's still a question mark, I think. Like, because it's only a trailer. They didn't really show anything else. Like, I can only imagine like there's not much to like kind of show you, like gameplay wise. So that makes it more like up in the air. Like, it would make me like cautious. Like, I don't know, like what kind of game are we getting? Yeah, because I mean, like with this project I've been doing, I've struggled a lot. Like, it's difficult. It's difficult to like get the old assets and get the stuff working right, and rebuild it the way it was and make it work right. So it's like I've gotten a little taste of that, and so I'm really skeptical. I think we should probably brace ourselves that there will be like missing features that you remember being able to do, like oh yeah, in the original you could do this thing, like, man, it doesn't work now, like what's going on? Like some kind of obscure features, like you could blow up the houses with the stuff, the supplies in them. Like, and then the guards would either like not have ammo or
food.
Food. I'm hungry, and and I'm like, I'd be willing to bet money that maybe some kind of feature like that might be missing. They might not have caught that, like these are some fresh. There's still some devs there from back in the Koji Pro days, but I think it's a lot of younger, fresh developers probably. So maybe it could be. I mean, I'm gonna play it for sure. Like I'll get it on Steam for sure, if anything. But
because like the games of the Metal Gear games where Kojima was like at the helm, where a lot of times it was a lot of trial and error, and then eventually the game will catch up and actually give you the hints, like through like codec calls or radio calls, saying like, you should really do this because you haven't done it. versus now where I see there's a lot of like, I want to say like a little bit like hand holding in a sense where, you know, a secondary character is going to just automatically blurt out like, you know, you want to figure this out. Oh, you know, this is how you do it. This is how you figure out this puzzle. And it's like, well, give us time to get to that point. Don't just jump because I've only waited for like 2 minutes and you know, I can imagine like, oh, are we expecting that? Like, is there going to be a little bit of hand holding to go into the new game?
Yeah, because I think like that kind of hand holding that you're talking about, I think that stuff started at 4. Like there was a lot of like guns and a lot of stuff in 4, but I think 3 was the most like feature dense game. Like you could do so many little things in that game. That's what makes me think it's just like whatever the budget is for that game now with the enhanced graphics, it's gonna just be like, where can we cut stuff, you know? Like it's gonna be tight on, like every game has a budget and they gotta like, you know, make it fit into this box of, or this triangle whatever. But so yeah, like I just think like little things like, you know, you could like spin Snake in the menu and it'd make him up, or like you could poison the guards with the rotten food, or it's like there's so many things. And these are probably some people listen to the podcast are like, these are really obvious ones. Like there's like obscure ass things in that game that I don't even know about, like that. Yeah, like they're not gonna have all of that.
Yeah, no.
We got to start thinking that way and be like, okay, so what level of those kind of things could be cut, and we, you know, this is still going to be a good game. I don't know. That's why I'm like, this is really a question mark for me. Yeah,
I mean, the way 3 was, well, I would say like the silencer deteriorates. So for Delta, if you can't find a new silencer, are we expected to craft a silencer with our environment? So that's the only thing I'm thinking about. Like you can like change the game in that way, and you know, it's a whole different system now. And the pressure controls are gone, so because you can't do that anymore with the new system. So what replaces that? And there's a whole bunch of things. Like, you know, if you know the nightmare sequence, that's not going to be there because of licensing issues.
Yeah, I've heard the guns won't be because of the licensing.
Oh right, yeah. I was gonna say, was that the last game where like the guns were the real names?
Yeah,
I remember. I think it was.
I think 3 was the last one with the real gun names. Yeah. So that's one thing that a lot of people have said they're definitely not going to be able to do anymore.
Well, there goes
that. To me, it's like that changes some voice lines then, right? So they gotta. I don't know. I thought it kind of felt like a cash grab to be like, we have the original voice cast coming back, but it's like they're not actually re-recording the lines. Like,
no.
So they're just getting a lot of like fan, what's the word? Like clout or something. Like good. You know. People love the voice cast. Like all fans love the voice cast, so they're just getting like these free feels from the fans. But it's like they're not actually rehiring them though. So is it really that like that thing that they're doing this cool thing and bringing back the cast? I don't know if it's maybe it's a quick like cut of, we can just reuse the original audio and not have to pay, and that keeps the budget. And that's, I don't know, that feels kind of shitty towards the original cast. Like they should be getting some kind of, even if they're just reusing the old audio and not recording anything, like some kind of little compensation would be cool. Like that's like a difficult thing to just say, like, oh yeah, they should compensate people that did this recording like, you know, 20 years ago or whatever. But yeah, I don't know, there's a lot of people that are like saying like, oh, they need to like credit Kojima and credit all the original staff, and like, yeah, I don't know. It's a weird situation after the split up, and I'm on the side of like we really don't know like everything that happened behind the scenes of this of the Konami Kojima split. So
yeah, like not I'll say that some people know, other than like the individuals involved. Like the only thing I can imagine was he spent a lot of money, and it looked like maybe he was just going to continue spending a lot more than the company was comfortable with. So they decided like we're just going to cut ties because we're at creative indifference here. Like we want to spend less, you want to spend more. That's the difference. So that's I mean, unless later on he comes out with another book or like a telling all the tales of what happened while it's under the rule of Konami kind of thing. We can only imagine, we can only speculate. The fans can speculate what went down in regards to that relationship.
Yeah, I try not to like judge Konami too much on that, because they're just like, it is a business, and but yeah, I mean, there is still like people's lives involved, so it's always you got to balance these things. And I don't know, if I was gonna speculate, let's just say if I was to speculate, I feel like he was he was ready to go and burning the bridges behind him. So I think whether they fired him and they're like removing his name from everything, and that's so like wrong, but I'm like, I think he was so ready to go that that none of that stuff really matters. Let him do his thing, and if they want to do Metal Gear stuff, let them, and see what happens with that, I guess.
Because every entry after 2 was supposed to be his last one, and he kind of wanted like let someone else take over. Like, I'm giving it to you, like give it to somebody else, let someone else take over. And it ended up like not happening, like for so many different reasons. Death threats. I probably assumed the company was afraid that sales were not going to be so great with him not being under the helm, and maybe the game wasn't looking too promising, and that's why like, all right, we got to bring you back in again for this series that you're trying to like say every time, like, I am done. Let someone else take the job.
I think he was like, I'm gonna give them a reason to let me go. He's like, I'm gonna blow the budget on this thing over the top and just be like, that's your last one. Then you're done. Like, so but yeah, like, I mean, we can't. Yeah, I'm like, we can't just be like accepting of everything Konami does, though, because it's just like, even the re-release of the old ones that they're the Master Collection. You've seen the Master Collection stuff. They've said already like there's content that's been cut from it. The nuclear scenes, the live footage of that stuff. So they've already said like that stuff's been cut. So I mean, it doesn't bother me too much. Like, I'd probably still want to have a copy of that stuff in my Steam library, just even though I've bought it a million times, like, just because I know I'll have it forever if I get it in Steam finally. But it's still like, it does kind of feel like, if they're like altering it like that, that's kind of not okay. Like, you do want to be able to have it preserved the exact way it was. That's it goes back to why I'm playing it on the Steam Deck, because you get that ROM, like, it's how it was, and that's the way it should be. But I mean, it's good that more people will get it. That's my main thing. Like, I would like the like new people to be able to come and experience, because before the Master Collection, it's locked in other systems, like Metal Gear Solid 4, it's locked in PS3. Like if you do this, you're going to be able to have it widely available. And now that it's also going to be on, the Master Collection 1 is also going to be on the Switch. So like, all right, that's even more available. Like you're on the main consoles and Nintendo. Cool. Yeah, exactly. Well, he kind of also put it in
in Ground Zeroes where there was like, I'm trying to remember, like it was it was like a specialty mission where like all the games that like he was involved was like disappearing with the flashlight, and like you get the messages that like, you know, they're erasing his name, and it's like
that's the theory, right? That's the conspiracy theory, because that happened before before the split like was public. So it's like so there was kind of like hints in there that seemed like they were leading up to the things going.
And I do like on the Masters collection, like it's like in very subtle and very small writing, like I think it was like minimal editing for like historical footage has been basically taken out, and it sucks. And like all forms of of art, there's preservation, and like to do that you're not really preserving it, you're just cutting it, and this way you can like put it on everything in a way. Like it's not preservation to the full extent. That's
why I'm still like pushing the Steam Deck for people and be like, just play it on, get instead of a PlayStation, get one of those and play through all these old games, like all the ones you missed out on, and yeah, like I want the Master Collection to be available, and I want them to do well, but I think it's still really up to what happens with Delta. That is what is gonna set how I feel about Konami, because I don't know, I was impartial about the whole Survive thing, like that's whatever. I didn't really play it. They did have a bunch of little other things that flopped in there too, like a new Contra, and
there's a lot of
some other, I don't know what's going on with their soccer games, but they're with the Silent Hill announcement now, like they're trying to pivot back towards gaming, so we got to see what happens with Silent Hill and then with Delta.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where they took themselves out of gaming to go into mobile and pachinko, like go to all these different routes where it seems very odd to everybody else, and I imagine like, okay, that's probably your business model as well over there. And now it's like it's sort of like you come out of retirement and you're going to come back into something, and hopefully you still have the swing to make it happen. And I don't know, something's going to be like, all right, this is very rusty and it needs a lot of work.
That could definitely be the case. I mean, if they laid off all the best guys and then had just like these pachinko developers, or if they're just outsourcing stuff that to people that aren't really like passionate about it and are just grinding away, if Konami turns out to just still be a piece of shit, then at least we got Death Stranding,
Exactly. We got something to fall back on.
Well, what do you think?
I think I don't know, like I think we're at the point where we might be winding down. Anything that you wanted to like get off your chest and like kind of like put out there in regards to like on your end, like in your projects, or did you get everything out? I'd say if anybody's listening that's interested, they can find me on Twitter, Cephalopod, and you can message me, or there's links in there somewhere to my Discord, and we have all of the original game models extracted, and all of the audio, like the sound effects and all the dialogue, and we're getting a bunch of the animations now, so we're working through having all of that stuff available, and letting people play with that and experiment, and I've already put it all into Unreal Engine, and so that project file is available. So so anybody that wants to come check it out, just we're around. And I really appreciate you having me on here, and and chatting
about all this stuff.
it was a while. It's been a while. Like I kind of had you like in my sights for a while, and I was like, I kind of want to talk to Vapor, and I was like, how do I go about it? Like how long should I wait? It's like that's for me on my end. It's like it's a waiting game. Like how long should I wait to see if he wants to chat? And I'm gonna say like this has been another part, like another piece of the community that I wanted to like be able to like conversate with and get to know, because that's like my main thing, where it's like I want to pretty much like branch out and get to know like everybody in the Metal Gear community and see like what brought you to this series, like how has it affected you in your life as well, and what has it done for you. And so for you it's like going to this world of like virtual reality, and it's like that's something like I can only imagine like it's something like I wanted to like get to know as well myself personally too. And this has been like really enjoyable, like getting to hear, talk to you, see you, and see like how like like how much joy that this project has brought to you as well.
Yeah, and meeting all the people in the community and being on Discord, all that stuff's been the best for me too. And yeah, I was on another Metal Gear podcast you've probably heard of, but
oh yeah,
that day was the big Grand Theft Auto leak, and so it kind of got overshadowed a little bit. So I was like, I feel like I really got to have the conversation I wanted to have here today. So that was really good. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was in that like when I don't know if I probably was there in that Discord, like listening in onto that episode, that was another, and that's sort of how I also like. I mean, I've seen you before, but like this is where also like I got to also hear you, and I was like, that's two different things, like versus seeing someone's text versus being able to hear the voice behind the image on social media. So that was like another cool thing on hearing you and hearing your story on the Kojima Frequency as well.
Yeah, because you got to have kind of a presence to do a podcast, like a level of confidence to do a podcast.
Oh yeah, especially if you have to like find a way to like conversate with people, especially like it feels like cold calling, where if you're not conversating with the person beforehand, doing an episode or whatever, it's it can also backfire you too as well. It's like, well, what do we talk about for at least an hour, kind of in a sense.
Yeah, and it's time's been flying by. Like we're like yeah,
I was gonna say I think we're an hour and a half, and
it's like since we've had this connection through this game that we've both been playing, and it's like we're old friends from way back, because we've had all these same experiences. And that kind of stuff that's what's so interesting about the community. It's like this whole Metal Gear community it's so different from any other game, like because all the people are it's like seems like more connected. I mean, I don't know if it's just Death Stranding and the themes of connection and everybody like really jumped on that, but it's just like I feel like we're just, I don't know, it's a very open and diverse community. A lot of different people, and they seem everybody's friendly. It's not, you don't get that, I don't think you get that in like COD groups and so
I can only imagine those other groups, but yeah, like for Metal Gear, it's not something I've experienced outside of this community. So to be able to like, I've been able to talk to like so many people in regards to a game, and it's like everybody I've talked to, we're not always similar in age. I've talked to who are younger, but the way we both experienced the series, there's like you said, there's a connection there. And in that connection, we all kind of like bond together over this game.
We could just start chilling immediately and be like, oh yeah, like that, you know that part in this game where about the thing, and it's like oh yeah.
So, and then in that conversation, you get to experience like what emotion that we're both going through, and like how we probably experienced it the same way, or maybe we did, and then we could talk about how we went through that. And for Metal Gear, it's like, we got the remake, we got the Master Collection. Now there's a fan run convention going on this summer over in Los Angeles, so it's gonna be, it's pretty fun. It's like, especially the convention, MGS Con. I don't know if you are aware of it, or I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna try my best to be there and probably bring a VR headset to let people try. We'll see how that goes. I don't know.
Yeah. So, yeah, because I'm not sure like how many people are either aware or going, and so it's like I usually wait till like the end to kind of like bring it up. Like, are you aware of this? Like, are you going? Like, I'm not sure. I've talked to like a couple of people and I've lost track. Like, I'm trying to remember like who is going to be there. Like, I don't. It's like I have to like go back to my messages. But yeah, I'm hoping, and like I've got the tickets. I'm headed out there. I'll be out in California, and I'm probably just gonna like talk to as many people out there to like, like, hey, you're a fan? Like, hey, okay, cool. It's like, what did you like about this game? Like, what did you like about this series? Let's talk.
Yeah, well, all right. Yeah, your enthusiasm is like getting me hyped. I gotta nail this thing down and make sure I can get there. But yeah, I'm just not sure about the whole like demoing this like unfinished like rough thing to people, and like what that would be like if I can even do that. But so that's really in question for me. But it'd be fun. So
I would say the main thing is to like enjoy yourself. And from my discussions on the Discord with MGS Con, and Amanda shouting out her name and everything, and her giving out information of what dispensaries are nearby the convention, it's gonna be pretty fun. I would say I'm trying to get a group of people to be like, hey, let's go through like a dispensary crawl and come back to the convention real quick, being all nice and feeling great.
Yeah, I mentioned. I think I was the one that mentioned like a bunch of people going
so, yeah,
dispensary in a cardboard box or something, and yeah,
man. That's
like if a bunch of people show up dressed as Snake, like needing to refill their vape pens, and
oh my god, I think you're the person I was probably conversating with.
That's
not realizing it. God damn it. I was wondering, like, why does it sound so familiar? I was like, I've been talking with you already. God damn it.
Yeah, I've been around, so that was me. But, yeah, so hopefully we can meet up around the convention and maybe do something like that. That'd be fun.
Definitely. So yeah. I was gonna say, Vapor, thank you for coming on and like sharing your story, sharing your experience, and sharing the work you're doing right now currently.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
No problem.